Angry guy here, and doctors are telling men that dating American women is bad for their health. So we have a video for you guys, and we're gonna jump into the video momentarily. I mean, it's interesting. Doctor uh, Psychax, he's a doctor of psychology. He's also a YouTuber, and he has some very interesting points and views on this.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
right. So it was this whole obesity thing. It's an American thing, man.
It's so interesting, guys, because here you have a guy who was one of the haters on the Passport Kings, and now he came back to the U.S. Came back to the U.S. Is now singing the praises of the Passport Kings, and he's gonna dip. He literally said, "Yeah, I'm headed back to Japan next week to go work on my book." Guys, this is like so many dudes are like they're going overseas and then they go over there and they're like, man, I don't even want to go back to the US. I'm not going back, man. I'm not going back. This dude came back to the US and made an instant decision that yeah, I'm going back to Japan. I can't deal with this crap here. I can't. I'm done with America. And it's amazing because that's what's happening with all these guys. They go overseas and then they're basically like, yeah, I'm done with America. If I come here, I'm only coming here to work, make my money, and then leave again. If I stay here, I'm not interacting with anyone. Like men are just going into just outright hermit mode in Western society right now. And this guy's a doctor of psychology. He's a doctor of psychology. He gives out some great critical analysis on his channel. Some things I agree with, some things I don't, but he's pretty skilled. And this is the result that he felt like he went over there and people were so respectful to him, and it's just and think about that. You have the herbivore men in Japan who are basically like choosing not to even marry, have children or anything, and then a Westerner goes over there and it's like literal heaven for them. Okay, absolute heaven for them. That should tell you everything you really need to know about Western society. I remember when I was in college, I was working on my master's. I only had Asian friends at that point. All my friends were Japanese, Chinese, and Indian. And it was quite interesting because, aside from my Indian friends, my 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 Asian friends were desperate to just like leave America. Like they were desperate to leave America. They were done. They wanted to go, like they were rushing to get out of the country and go back to Japan, go back to Asia. They just couldn't stand it. They came here and they basically just hung around with other Asians and then they left. And I think that it just kind of illustrates how Western society is. It's nicer on television, but it's not a place for people anymore. It's basically just like a corporation, you know? I don't know, guys. It's just really, really sad. It's really sad what American society has become, and men have to wake up and realize that, you know, enough is enough. When it comes to the Sims, they're never going to change. They're never going to change. There's a video where this girl, she's a streamer on Twitch, and she basically was like reading comments from the Sims in her chat, and she was so frightened to like just speak to them. And I'm gonna make another video showing this. She basically said, maybe you guys should look for girls that are not streaming on the internet. And the dudes in her chat went absolutely furious and basically started saying things like unsubbed, I'm done with you, we're done. Just because she told them, maybe you guys need to stop looking to these girls online like me for love and validation. And she was frightened, absolutely frightened to say. She literally risked her income to tell them that, and they basically went ballistic. So you have to understand that the Sims, This is their choice. They're simps by choice. And if a woman goes against the simp narrative, if they for even a moment say no, the simps will go ballistic. They will go absolutely ballistic. They will turn because they love simping. It's their art. They are paying her to let them simp. You don't understand. These guys that follow these influencers, that follow these ladies on Twitch, they are paying these women to allow them to simp to them because it's what makes them happy. It's what makes them feel good. These guys will give up their entire paycheck as long as they're allowed to simp. It's a mental disorder at this point. Simping is a 100% mental disorder. It's like sadomasochism or another type of narcissism. There's some definite mental stuff there. Some real mental stuff there. It's a form of survival for them. I would have to do a critical dive, pull up the DSM. I don't feel like doing that stuff anymore. I really don't. Maybe I'll have Psych Hacks on to discuss it at some point if he'll jump on with me. But there's something very, very just disturbing about the Sims. It is a psychological problem at this point. They cannot change. They cannot change because it's an absolute choice. There's a difference between being ignorant and not knowing something and literally becoming furious if someone says you need to stop doing this. This is just the reality of it. Guys, sub to the channel and turn on notifications. A lot of you guys don't have notifications on. So if you're not getting my videos, it's because you do not have your notifications on. So go ahead and turn on notifications. What do you guys think regarding this, though? These doctors are telling men that dating American women is bad for their health. Are you surprised by this? And are you shocked that this guy, who was originally insulting the passport kings, went overseas? Now he's praising the passport kings and he's immediately leaving the country again. Like he went over there, experienced something different, and is now leaving, gone, taking off again. Like literally flew back into the US to do Fresh and Fit, and then he's flying out. Like literally came to get his affairs in order, put his things in storage or sell them, it doesn't matter, and then get out of the country and go overseas. And because there's a bunch of different kinds of visas that you can get. Because he's a professional, he has his PhD and our PSY.D. So it's not a PhD, it's a doctorate of psychology. Because he has that degree, and his background, he may actually be able to qualify as a highly trained professional, and that could actually allow him to stay in Japan for a very long time and even obtain permanent residency very quickly, I believe. I have looked into it. So, I mean, yeah, this is just the reality of things. I want to know what your thoughts on this, guys. That these men are now telling American men that, yeah, dating American women is not good for your health, and it's better to become a passport king and leave. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Let's hear about that in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.